what we wanted to create wasn't just for us, it was for the whole, for the everyday person.
And boom, we're live. What's up, everybody? Couple Casuals Podcast. I am your host, Stefano. And guys, we got a very special episode for you guys today. A very special guest for you guys today. My guests today are entrepreneurs. They are the creators of the Coffee Party. And they're my former co-hosts. So it's really nice to be back on the mic with these boys once again. So with that being said, I want to welcome Matt and Zoe to the
I was gonna say, like, hey guys, welcome back to the It's Simple Podcast.
Welcome back to the It's Simple Podcast. Yeah, it's back. We're back, man. Remember the Simple Podcast?
Oh yeah,
ages ago.
Oh yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, we did that.
I think we need to let Matt get his dad jokes out, so then we can jump into the.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be throughout the whole fucking podcast.
No, I got a couple out. I'm good.
You got a couple.
I'm not
shoot
like
from the
full
head.
energy dad joke mode. I'm like 75%.
If you look how he looks right now, he looks like a dad that just woke up.
Yeah.
Sunday.
You know what's gonna be awesome when he actually is a dad one day, and you got your dad slippers on, you got your dad pouch, and then you're just at the barbecue ripping dad jokes.
Just jeans, just denim all the time, and his runners.
Yeah, that's
Nice New Balance.
What?
New Balance runners.
Yeah, those are the dad shoes.
Yeah.
You have to know this.
Yeah.
You have to know this.
Yeah.
Big shout out to your T-shirt as well, man. It's very amazing.
Thanks, guys.
And but before we get into all the amazing dad jokes and stuff that you have to bring to the table, Matt, I want to first give you guys a big salute on everything with the Coffee Party. Obviously, see the images online and everything. Everybody's getting fired up with it. A lot of enthusiasm. So much things happening that I want to dive into them. I want to dive into like the business side of it. I want to get into the creation of it and just everything in between. But I just wanted to kind of start with a big salute on that front. Let's take a step back before even the creation of it. I want to go to like maybe where you guys were in your individual lives prior to like the idea of the Coffee Party. Because, you know, we're friends. I see you guys and like, you're getting your shit done. You're grinding it out. Maybe Matt's got some interesting things to share with us. But Zoe, I saw you get into your fitness life before the Coffee Party. Matt, always in the self-development. I think at that time you might have been exiting a relationship, or it might have been around that time. You could give us some insight. But let's just start there. Like, what was preemptively before the idea of the Coffee Party? What was your individual lives like leading up to that point?
You get the boring stuff out of the way. You go first.
I love it. Yeah, no, fuck. Are we allowed to swear again or no?
Of course.
You shouldn't start a sentence with that word, though. It makes sense.
I know.
It doesn't even it made sense. It made sense.
How much I get corrected on grammar with this guy is crazy. He might as well be an English teacher.
Well, he was a history major. Yeah. I don't know how that plays
history
into
major that knows fuck all about history
together now.
You know?
Yeah.
That knows fuck all about history. You know, that's it. All he knows about the Roman Empire. Ask him to speak Italian, but he can't speak a word.
They spoke Latin.
You know, I can't either. I stand with you and shit.
But yeah, no. I think over the last like 4 years, I think over the last decade, my whole life revolved around like recruitment, right? Business. And that's what I was in. And it was fun. It made me a lot of money. I was happy with it, whatever. Right. And as you grow in life, as you hit different parts of your life, you start to want different things. And same thing as me and Matt always talk about, like, I knew recruitment wasn't it for me. Like, I was in it, I was doing it, it was making me money, but I started to hate it. The passion wasn't there. The excitement wasn't there. I wasn't waking up and saying, yo, I'm super excited to go in the office and sit down and do this. I was always trying to find the next thing for me, but I had no clue what that was, right? Was it investing in companies? Was it helping startups? Was it starting another business? I knew there was something else, but I just couldn't figure it out what it was. And it actually led me down a little like path of like, I'm not going to use the word depressed, but like lost. I think that's the best way, lost. Because I was sitting there like, what am I doing now?
How many people can resonate with that? You know what I mean?
I don't know what to do in life. Like I look outside, like I have cool cars, I have this. I'm like, okay, but what's next? Like, I don't know. Like it's a scary point in life because you're just sitting there and you're like, what the heck is about to happen, right? At the same time, I realized like the partying was too much. Like I was sort of over it. It ruined my relationships in the past. It just made me a different person, and I was just out of shape. And I was like, this is a wake-up call for me, and I really need to take control of my life a little. And I just went cold turkey on everything. And I was like, listen, I'm going to go down this fitness journey. I hired Jeff as a coach because I seen him doing all this stuff with like Kyle from Nelk and all that stuff, and I was fascinated by it. I was like, listen, let's do this. And then it was a grind, man. You guys all know the fitness world. Like once you get in it, it's how hard and the sweat and tears you put into like a single crazy workout.
I've never cried during a workout.
Yeah, you never cried? I've cried,
I
Yeah.
do too. That's how you get emotional.
Oh,
How hard is it to commit to it?
Isn't working out, you cry.
How hard is it to stay committed to it, though? You know what I mean?
Super hard, man, because it's so like the results don't come right away.
You got to be patient.
And you got to sit there and you got to keep showing up every single day, and you got to jump on that treadmill, you got to run, sweat, and then you slowly start to see results, and you see it when people start telling you. People see, yo, man, you're looking better, you're looking better, and that just started this whole like fitness journey. And now like I'm addicted to it. Like I love it. Like I wake up and it's like my safe haven. Like when I'm at the gym, it's a safe spot for me. I'm there, I'm relaxed, I'm like getting everything that is on my mind out of it. I'm just working out, enjoying the whole process, and from there got into sort of self-development. And I think we'll jump into the whole coffee party stuff after. But yeah, that's it. Like it just really dove into fitness, and it changed my life, made me a better person, made me more aware of the beauties of life, everything around you, how important it is to take care of your health, how important it is what you consume.
It's crazy because once you do something like a fitness journey, it unravels so much more in your life, which it's a testament to what you're saying. And then Matt, from your perspective, what was on your individual pursuit leading up to that, like preemptively to that idea? Where were you? You were doing yourself? You're always doing that. What was that like for you?
Yeah, so self-development's always been my thing, which has then always led me to like, break through barriers and then understand with myself and reason with myself, like, do I want more than where I'm at? Like, is this truly where I'm at?
You're always checking in with yourself?
Yeah, I was checking in. So for me, like, I fucking love real estate. I've been doing it for 9 years. Had the podcast, done all the social media with it. I'm known as the real estate guy. Built my whole brand around it. So, but when I look forward, like, I always like studying history. I always zoom out. I always look at a timeline. See that?
See,
and
college is not a waste.
I look at my, like 55, 6-year-old self still in real estate and what that looks like. And in order to have the life I really want, I'd have to do certain things within the business. And, like anything takes a lot of work, but going through those next steps, I didn't feel aligned with that. I like where I'm at in the business, but to go and, do these next things, like it didn't excite me. So I was just kind of sitting with myself, and at the same time I was hanging around with a lot of like, I was hanging out with this guy a lot, obviously, but then a lot of like founders, so guys who have had exits, right? And it all started last year. It was more of like, I was probably introduced to a lot of these guys in the past, just my interest levels weren't as high around that. But now consciously when I'm meeting these people, and I now have this level of interest and like wanting to learn more of like, what is an exit? Like what, like, what do you mean you built something and then sold it? Like I wanted to like wrap my head around that more. And as a result, I was just meeting more founders, and they all had like amazing stories, and they all built something from scratch. Like they had their own little baby, took it through their duration of time and then sold it off. And now they're onto new things. Like they don't stop. It's just the entrepreneur in them, right?
Yeah.
But the lives they live, I align with that. So I look at like future agents. This is nothing, like, not bad against the industry at all. I just, where I want to be in life is just not selling houses forever.
Well, 45,000 agents exited the industry in Ontario, I think, recently. Like
that would make sense. Yeah.
So
that would make sense. Yeah. It is definitely a hard year.
But then there's small percentage of guys like you.
It was 46,733.
Wow, interesting.
Well, there's small guys. Like most of the guys are not really selling houses, right? Like this inflated industry, right? Like you're like of the small
95% was done by 5%.
Exactly. So there's
numbers like that.
All right, guys, I got a quick one for you. I've got to tell you about the best Canadian-made gear I know, Mud Monkey. You want badass Canadian-made apparel that actually stands out? Well, Mud Monkey's got you covered. They have top-tier quality, outdoor-ready fits and bold designs that drop fresh every single month. I got a couple of their products with me right now. I'm wearing their t-shirt, and I'll throw up some pictures of some other products that they have. Their designs are amazing and the quality is fantastic, guys. So head over to mudmonkeystore.com. That's mudmonkeystore.com. reuniting.com and use promo code CCPOD15. That's CCPOD15 at checkout for 20% off your final purchase. Support local, look mint, and enjoy. Salute. But correct me if I'm wrong, through conversations that we've had before, you've always had aspirations like stuff outside of real estate. It was always bigger. It was always, so that was always there somewhere.
I always consider myself just like Matt, an entrepreneur. My personal brand is me and whatever I do in life. But I just happen to sell real estate. But I had, for the longest time, I was convinced I'd be selling real estate my whole life. And then I just went through this, like last year was just like this whole like mindset shift of like, what else can I do?
Yeah.
And this guy's telling me the companies he's involved in. So I'm trying to go to him with value. Like, okay, maybe if I bring some sort of value, maybe I can jump in something with him or whatever, you know, like things of that nature.
Trying to butt in. Always trying to butt in.
Yeah, I was trying to butt in line. And then, anyways, that's where the focus was.
Yeah.
With my thoughts on a daily. With no answers, no clue, no clarity around like what it would be. So I was like, I'm just gonna still scale my real estate business and build it. And then he called me one night and brought up this whole coffee party idea.
I want to bring up a point that he said where
I'm not sure.
I just spoke.
Little spill of coffee, no pun intended.
Yeah, I spilled coffee on it.
Are you serious?
You know what it is? Like, one thing I noticed is when you go to a coffee shop and you order iced coffee, don't give me an iced coffee with a straw. Give me the sippy cup.
Oh, you like the
know?
sippy?
I like
Some
the
people like
sippy
the
cup.
straws. At least you got a plastic straw.
Yeah, like I like a sippy cup, you know? 'Cause then it's less mess and it's easier.
You
Whatever.
got a little bit messy. Yeah.
To the point you made, like being around founders and seeing them do exits, like I've had the luxury. This is when I knew there was a little bit of a change about 3 years ago in my like business world,
Right.
where I started hanging around guys that were in the exit, like in the you know, taking businesses public, etc., and raising money for it, and then, you know, going for a buyout, whatever that may be. It was just fascinating to me. That's when I started to sort of lose my interest in recruitment. Not even lose my interest, but I started to think of like, how can I sell my recruitment business? How can I scale it up and sell it? Because to that point, like, I feel like I'm that type of entrepreneur that I like to build a business and then I'm over it and then I'm on to the next. When I build something, it excites me for a bit, then I'm on to next. I am not an operations, like I'm not a long-term, like I want to take this business to the moon type of person.
Right.
I like to start it,
Build, sell.
bring the right people in, and then go on to the next. And being around people in that space, it's such a fascinating world to see these guys sell their businesses for 300, 400 million, $1 billion, 50 million, whatever that may be. But like, it was an idea that they started with. They took that risk. They went ahead and did it. It created value around it. And a bigger player seen it and was like, listen, we love what you've created. Here's a paycheck. And now it's not for the money. It's for the fact that you're being like, what you've created, your baby is now worth X amount, and someone can take it and make it even bigger, and they see the value, and like, you're going to sell it and then you're on to the next. So it's a fascinating space. And I think that's where me and him aligned a lot.
Yes,
because we were like, dude, what can we do? Like, how can we get into this space? We're hanging around guys that are worth billions of dollars. We're hanging around guys that have done crazy exits. We're hearing these numbers and you're like, it's possible.
Yeah.
Because you see it all over the news. You see it on social media. You hear about New York and everything. And you're like, oh, it's, you know, all these guys with crazy amount of money, whatever. And you're like, fuck, like, is it even possible to attain that? But when you're physically sitting down with someone in a room and they're all talking about doing 7 to 9 figure exits, you're like, fuck, like, it's really, really possible.
So is that what you guys did? You took like your primary being recruitment, real estate, and is it fair to say that coffee party has become like primary now? It's like your primary focus.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That's fucking amazing. So that's where we got to dive into it. Let's start from the beginning. Where you said he called you one night. How did the story sort of unfold for the creation of the coffee party?
Yeah. So our partner, Jeff, has been doing run clubs for a while. And, you know, I loved what he created with the run clubs, and like my mind always clicks with ideas, business ideas, no matter what environment I'm in.
Is that a conscious effort, or are you actively like sitting down? What's the next business site, or does it just come? Oh,
if I'm thinking, my thought process always revolves around like, how can you capitalize on an opportunity and how can you make it financially rewarding?
Okay,
right? No matter what it is, it's just that's how I am. I always think about like, fuck, like, water is cool. What if I start branding that water? Like my mind always just runs around in the world of like a business. Like what can I do to create or make money?
Is that you too, Matt? Is the same type of mindset?
Yeah, creativity. More on the
Creativity?
creative side.
Yeah, okay.
It's like,
Yeah. So with that in mind, so Jeff had run clubs, and you know, he was my coach. He took me on this fitness journey, and I would see his business model, and it was great. Like I was like, fuck, like you're built this community, people are showing up for your runs and all this stuff. But then I was like, sorry, excuse me, but I don't understand how run clubs make money. There's zero. Everyone can do a run club. The barrier to entry is nothing. You can go tomorrow and get 100 people and start running around the block, but there's nothing to it, right? There's no value on top of it.
Like financially, yeah.
Financially, not everyone can run, right? So you're limiting the amount of people that can show up to a run club. But it's great for you. Like, it's a great activation. It's a great community building. And then me and Jeff were like talking about that. We'd be at the gym running or on the bikes or whatever, and we'd be like, fuck, like after a run club, everyone leaves. How can you like retain everyone and still turn that into something better? So like we had that thought process, and I was like, cool, whatever. One day I'm just sitting around and I seen like, you know, a coffee shop and a DJ spinning in it and people are jamming out, and I was like, cool, like this is really fascinating.
European, right? Like
it was actually based from the States, and it was just
States.
it was a fascinating like thing to see.
Yeah,
just people jamming out to a DJ in a coffee shop, and I was like, this is creative, but they're missing out on so much potential here. Because then in the back of my head, I'm hearing about the rise in wellness. You know, alcohol sales are down. Everyone is sort of jumping towards this fitness wellness era. And we all can attest to it. Like once you go down, it's not a phase. So a lot of people are like, oh, this thing's a phase. This thing's a phase. It's going to come in phase?
No, fad? I think a phase is...
I can work phase.
You're right about the grammar corrections.
Yeah,
now I know what you're saying. What I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's so annoying.
I got asked fad, that's why.
Yeah, because you're...
Fad? Yeah. Fad phase.
Oh,
We'll take both.
yeah.
It's fad.
But...
It's not
because
it becomes a lifestyle.
Once you go down
a lifestyle.
Once you go down the fitness journey, and once you start taking care of your health, you know how hard it is and how much effort you put into that. You're not gonna go back. You're not gonna go from eating McDonald's and drinking soda pop every single day to then going on this journey to go back to the soda pop and McDonald's, because you know how bad it is and how much better you feel and how much better you look. So with that in mind, the wellness era is not leaving. Alcohol sales are going to continue to plummet because people are waking up and they're realizing that the poison that was being fed to us is horrible for you, right? So with that in mind, I sort of called Matt right away. Literally, it was instantaneously I called Matt because like we always bounce ideas back and forth. And I was like, Matt, like, you know, this whole thing about coffee, like DJs in a coffee shop and whatever. I'm like, yo, what if we did a coffee party? Because I love coffee. Like coffee is like my thing. I
like croissants too. I see.
Sorry?
You love croissants as well.
I love croissants. So running,
croissants,
like when I would run, I would finish off my run and I would eat a croissant. Like, I'm still a fat ass out hurt.
It's like a little reward, you know?
Yeah, like I loved it. So I called him and I'm like, dude, like what if we do like we love house music. We love to go travel the world and see crazy artists, whatever. And then I was like, dude, house music, coffee, pastries. Make it unlimited, you know, charge have a low barrier to entry and cost, because I was thinking about the financial like world right now. People are struggling. People are losing their jobs. People don't have money to spend in the bars and the clubs, whatever. So what if we were to create an experience for people centered around coffee during the daytime and add the element of the party, what we're seeing online, like the DJ spinning, but like turn it into a community? Could that work? And I'm like, we'll call it coffee party. And Matt's like, no, the coffy party.
So what was it from like your perspective when did the light bulb go on for you too?
So much sense, yeah.
You were like, dude, that's
I started seeing all the pain points in the city, specifically our city.
Yes. So you guys you identified the gap.
I identified the gap in Toronto, and you know there was a level of thought of like this could be a human pain point across the globe, like borderless pain point. But we started in Toronto. But in Toronto specifically, it's like, you know, what do you hear the common complaint of people, especially people our age, like, you know, anywhere, I'd say like mid-20s to 40, even as, you know, Gen Zs now aren't really drinking as much. So like we can even drop that to low 20s. But the complaint you hear nowadays is like, yeah, I don't want to go out anymore. Like there's not much to do unless you're going out at night. Other than that, like, where can I meet a significant other? I got to go on an app, or I got to force myself into those environments, which I don't even care to be in.
Yeah, so
like,
you got to go to the bars.
Yeah, I have so many friends like,
That's a good point.
I have so many friends who are like, for some reason, I have crippling anxiety now going out, and I don't know why. Like, I just get anxious.
It is more dangerous at the
going
bars
out
now, eh?
Yeah.
Like, it is a bit more dangerous.
And
Everybody booze at the bars.
like from
Like nightclubs, yeah, like danger, like
like that.
crime and shit.
It's all around.
Super
Yeah,
unsafe too.
but like aside from that, it's like they're becoming like empty outlets to like try and what are your goals? To go and meet someone, like network, maybe business partners, maybe someone special for your life, maybe a new friend. Like, so where are people rerouting themselves? It's the gym, but can you actually have a conversation with someone in the gym? If let's say you see a girl you like, can you go approach her while she's
It's a tough ass.
ripping RDLs?
It's happened, but stuff. Yeah.
135 pound RDLs, you're not going to go bother.
Hey, take your earphones off for a sec.
Yeah.
Take your
hood off too.
nice shoes.
Great calves. So when we saw these run clubs happening, we saw like that community. So like the community, you could tell like doesn't want to go out anymore, but also has nothing to do. They're in the gym. You can tell they're like kind of, but like not really the place to do it. Yeah. So then at the run clubs, you see like this whole group of people, all these same faces, are like so excited to be outside. And like now they're like, you go to my gym, now there's a chance I can meet you. So then I'm like, that's the pain point right there. Like we need an outlet. Like people are missing this outlet. So that's what we created.
Like to add on to this point, like, dude, we come from the nightlife background.
Right. Yeah.
We've done it.
We've
Like,
done.
I was the guy in the clubs on a Friday and Saturday and doing it. And by going on this journey of like getting away from partying, to that point, I realized like it's impossible to meet like someone else. Like I'm single. I'm trying to find, I'm like trying to meet someone. And I'm like, if I'm going to a club at night and I'm just standing around and I'm sober, I'm like, dude, it's a waste of my time. Like, what am I doing? You can't be in those environments and be sober because you're like, you go crazy.
I know, it's a part of the
What's
gig.
the alternative? A gym, but in the gym, it's like the law is do not talk to girls in the gym. It's written at the gym, when you walk in. And with that, like run clubs have become a dating scene. It's massive.
You've seen it, eh? Like guys meeting girls, girls meeting guys.
People go to meet.
Yeah, eh?
Significant others.
Because you're seeing people on your same your same vibration, your same energy levels that are like, listen, like
So much in common right away.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we seen the market. Like we could see. It's crazy. Like when we were talking, even that night, like in our heads, everything was clicking. It's like when the light bulb goes off, and you're like,
feeling, eh?
you're like, how has no one thought of
The light was on in my
No, it's true.
Yeah.
That was my perspective from the outside looking in. I'm like, this is really well put together. Everything, the branding, everything looks really good. It seems like this was a gap that was waiting to get pounced on, and you boys fucking pounced on it right away.
Yeah.
So let's take me through that. So you come up with the idea. What are like putting that first event together? I want to know, like, what is the first thing you focus on? Is it branding? Is it let's assemble a team?
We assembled the team.
What do we got to do
Yeah,
here?
so it's like he hit me up. I said, this is a great idea. Let's get the right guys involved. So we made a group chat with Jeff and Maddie. Maddie, obviously, a legend in the city. He's done a lot of respect. And then Jeff was, we thought of Jeff immediately just because of run clubs. He's already doing the community building thing. He's already executing. Maybe we can learn a couple things from Jeff as well. And like, let's take how he puts together and hypes up these run clubs to hype up these coffee parties, we're calling them. So we made that group chat and we met at Borrow, first location we were going to do it. And Maddie introduced us to his general manager at Borrow, Greg. And Greg worked with us for the first party, and we loved Greg. He's like a killer. He was a missing piece we needed. We didn't have anyone running operations, logistics. We were like, I'm marketing, brain, creativity, Zoe's business. Maddie just comes with all the experience and the events and all that stuff. And then Jeff comes with he's in the wellness space, an influencer in the wellness space, plus he knows how to build a community. So Greg was that missing piece. And we turned over from idea to the first party in 9 days.
Yeah.
That's bro. That's impressive.
Yeah.
How did you get the branding and all that shit done in 9 days? Like,
So-
where do you even go? Like,
So when we decided to name the coffee party, I knew that like right away it had to be a simple branding. It had to be just white, the words, that's it.
it pops. It's good.
Because when you see it, you get it. When you see the coffee party, you're like, at first it makes you think, you're like, coffee party, what's a coffee party? And then when you see it, it just makes sense. It's such a clean name. And also there's a business reason, there's a reason behind it as well, because we own the word or the idea coffee parties globally. If you search coffee party anywhere on any search engine, any social media, it's the coffee party. So we also wanted to pick something which was like, it just made sense.
I've seen spin-offs.
Oh,
That's the only other problem is people are. We have the name
we'll
trademark.
dive into that.
We have the name trademark. We could talk about spin-offs all day. Actually,
It's
When we're talking about the marketing and stuff,
we're protected though.
yeah.
We've taken many
From day
accounts.
one.
Yeah.
From day one.
Because you guys have that. So, like, looking back at your journeys, right? So much business involvement over time. Does it all make sense? Because that's right.
Yeah.
You know this about the business.
It's all
You knew to
transferable.
protect. Yeah.
That's why we were able to operate so fast, because I had, almost a decade of experience in marketing, brand building, blowing up online. I spent my time in that in real estate. He's had all his experience in his world, and all the other boys. We come from a lengthy, we're not like trying new. So like I transferred all the marketing skills. You transferred a bunch of skills. That's why it was like literally just the perfect blend,
Yeah.
pun intended, of
Good.
us coming together and just like executing and knowing what to do.
Yeah. That's how you're able to do it in 9 days, I guess, right? Right.
100%, because everyone brings their knowledge base from their past and their mistakes and knows what not to do and what to do. He understands social media. I don't fucking know what time to post or when to post. I just post whenever I want to post. If I wake up and I think I'm in the mood, I'll post. He's like, the strategic. It's like, no, we got to post from this time to this time to this. And I lose my shit. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing ever, But they understand it. I get the aspect of, okay, building out a system, what to do with the team, how important it is to get our brand trademark, et cetera, et cetera. There's so much.
That was all done right away.
Business that right away clicked in my, like from day one, I remember our first party, we had a coffee brand and their cup there. And I was like, remove this fucking cup right now. Everyone's like, why? I'm like, no, we can't promote any brand. We have to stay true to our brand. Like it has to be our white cups with our coffee party name on it. And everyone's like, dude, like we're just starting. I'm like, no, like I'm very like protective of the brand, and I understand the business side of like how we can scale this up, because coffee right now is the fastest growing beverage in the world. It is taking the world by like, it's insane. If you go to South Asia right now, you go to India and you go to Pakistan. India, one of the biggest, fastest growing economies and markets in the world, with the highest population right now, in the country, globally. The past generation never drank coffee, both in India and Pakistan. They never drank coffee. They used to drink tea, chai, tea, whatever. That was their thing, right? Now the younger generation has gotten into coffee, and it's like an eye opener for that part of the world. They've never experienced how fast coffee is growing right now.
Too.
It is massive. It is on fire right now in that market, and it goes to the point of we're in a space right now that is about to become the biggest space, because run clubs, because of wellness, because
it all intertwines.
Exactly. So that side of my brain was just skyrocketing, and I was like, holy fuck, if this idea works, we are in a space right now that we can do something and really create a brand that is super powerful and catch the attention of the world, right? Because there's no one doing coffee parties.
Yeah. Did you guys expect, what was your expectation? Like, okay, boom, we launched, we put it together in 9 days, very impressive. What was your expectation of turnout, success rate? Did you expect immediate success? Because correct me, it was pretty quick, rapid, right?
But, yeah, our content was great, A1 from day one.
Yep.
I brought the video team, and we instantly had primo content. And me and Jeff,
Shout out Midge.
Me and Jeff Sprain were
Mitch. We worked with Mitch before doing the real estate game.
Rich runs all our content.
Oh, nice.
And he does DJ content now, which he's never done before, but he kills it. So
that's great. We've done a couple vids with him. Yeah,
transferable skills. So our first video got 100,000 views. So instantly, just bang. We're like, okay,
big,
cool. And we didn't say anything. We just said date, location.
It was creative.
Coffee party.
Yes.
Coffee party. Pull up.
Yeah.
Date, time. Coffee party. Pull up. No one knew what the hell it was. So that created some like, mystery. Like, what the hell are these guys? Okay, like these guys. Okay, what are these guys up to?
Credibility too, because of Maddie and everyone in the space.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, like Jeff, Matt,
They pumped
Maddie, Zoe. We don't know why the hell Zoe's involved, but like the other three guys, like
I don't get it.
this is gonna be solid. So we did some like fun little teaser content to start it off. That's all we did because we had nothing else to promote it. And when we did it, the first one, we had like 250 people pull up, which is great.
That's
more than
awesome
we
for first
thought.
fucking event, dude.
But the people that showed up were like, these are like heavy duty entrepreneurs that you just never see out because they prioritize their time, right? So these are guys who would rather be at home grinding and prioritizing their time, or out in like say out in public doing things, whether it's dinner or events that are gonna keep them elevated in life or keep elevating them, right? They were there, so clearly like, okay, they see this as a place where they can get value.
Yes.
Right. So you're seeing like all these guys and women that you just would never see out at night. And that was cool for us.
The quality of people there was
really good.
rich.
It's really good. And then
The fitness girlies came out, and you seen them like.
They post a couple snaps. The marketing, like
Where else do you see in a place, in a venue, like the girls that you want to talk to in the gym are all there, and you're like, shit. Like you start, the business mind starts to click because you're like, you took these people that don't want to go to the nightclubs and you only see in the gym. Now you put them all in a place and everyone's dressed well. Everyone's, enjoying their coffee, socializing.
You can one guy showed up in a sauna suit.
Yeah, crazy. That was the funniest thing.
Finished 5K with headphones in. Another guy finished whatever jog he did, and he just came for a coffee to dance a bit, then like continue about his day. So like that's the vibe. That's what we're trying to set. And then it was the feedback we got that party. Like, this is so different. Like people were like mind blown.
yes,
Right. And the concept sounds very simple, but people were absolutely mind blown. They were shocked. And I grabbed a couple interviews out of the first one. We did a couple interviews ourselves, like why we did it, and then posted those. Those went viral.
yes,
And that's when the lineup started.
yes. So let's talk about two things. What do you attribute the success to? But let's first start with like the event creation. You guys are 11 in now. Is it 11?
We're 10 in right now. We're about to do 11. Yeah.
So from day one until most current, I'm sure there was so much you had to learn, like that you learned and took away from event creation. What are some things that you guys could share and just developing that event, making it better, always curating it? I'm sure you're always adding, removing. What can you share from that side?
Do you want to go?
You want to go?
Yeah. So I mean, like little super simple things like how many coffee cups you need per amount of people. Like we weren't selling tickets for the first like 5 parties.
It was just free entry.
First four.
First 4.
No, it was show up, line up, first come, first serve.
It's a ticket at the door, but we didn't know how many to expect. So we're like, so that was a learning curve. Like how many cups we need per amount of people that we're expecting. Then when we started selling tickets, we had an idea. How many baristas do we need? Because you go to Starbucks, you grab a coffee, you're not getting instantly. You're waiting in line. You're there for at least 10, 15 minutes before you get your coffee. So that in volume creates some pretty long lines. So we realized, okay, how do we get coffee in people's hands quicker? So we had to scale up baristas, scale up espresso machines, all that. How many machines and baristas per 100 people? We had to learn that math. Then we had to decide, like, do we want to sell alcohol at all? Right? So we stuck with the espresso martini. That was a big thing at front. We're like, at first, we're like, should we even include it?
Yeah.
But you know what? It was good that we did because some people genuinely just want to enjoy espresso martini. But the notion in our events is you're there and you're having a blast.
Sober focus
without
parties
the
there.
need of anything, right? So most people are just ripping coffee and tea and matcha and stuff.
Coffee, tea was free. Alcohol, espresso martinis you had to buy.
So it's like punishment. You want to buy alcohol?
Yeah.
You're paying.
To pay for that. Yeah.
You're paying.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like just a natural progression of evolution over time. Just like we started went from 250 to 1,500 people, and then it's like, now how do we manage lineups, making all these people happy, enough pastries? Like it's just more so. All it's really been is a learning from the lens of like logistics and operations, but the flow of the event, the experience, I feel like we've nailed that.
Yeah. Like it's to his point, like we grew so fast, so quick. Like other brands have, the ability to take a year to build themselves up and, our next event in a couple of months, we're going to do it bigger and we're expecting maybe a 10% increase, a 20% increase. We went from 0 to 100. From
It was nuts, yeah.
one event to our second event at Borrow was a lineup on King Street. And every single person calling, you know, like calling Maddie, everyone on King Street, like, yo, what's going on? Can we come? Can we come? This is one of the reasons I think we blew up really big, was the whole aspect of VIP influencers. I am somebody does not exist in our parties, right? From day one, we were like, there's no VIP tickets. There's no VIP section. There's no, oh, I'm this person and I can get in while there's a lineup of 100 people outside. It's like, no, you wait in line like every single person. I have friends that were like, oh, no, I'm not going to wait in line. I'm not coming. I'm like, okay, then that's fine, right? Because what we wanted to create wasn't just for us. It was for the whole, for the everyday person. I've been that guy that's waiting in line and some guys walk up and are like, oh, yeah, I know thing. And they walk right in. And you're like, dude, I've been here for an hour. And I've been the guy that just walks right in. There's people waiting there for an hour. Once we took that away and our verbiage was like no VIP, no, people loved it. That's what brought even more people in, because the average Joe was like, oh, I can come and I can go behind the DJ, or like I can do this, or all this is available for us. We're like, yeah, this is for you guys, you know? And that's what created the brand and the reputation of like everyone wanting to come to the coffee party.
I think those images of people behind the DJ specifically that you mentioned are the ones that, and tell me if I'm wrong, that go viral online, that people are so captivated by it.
Yeah,
and,
very iconic.
And would you attribute like the success and the rapid success of the coffee party to social media?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
That was recent. We've been in Spain, New York, Miami.
Yeah.
It's because it travels so far, so long, right? And like you said, the editing team and the creation team was...
We started
from the
a
beginning.
global movement.
Yeah.
Like coffee party, like, again, we are not a coffee party, like a DJ in a coffee shop and what you see. That, like the whole trend of global coffee parties started after our second event at Borrow, because that content just hit the algorithm. And you started noticing like after our second event, we started getting reach outs from the craziest countries in the world. And people in Dubai started coffee parties. People like, you know, in different parts of the world were all like, oh, coffee parties, like started mimicking our content.
But then it's too much. Then it became too much. Like people would be reaching out saying, hey, thanks, you guys inspired me. I started my own. And you go on their page, they took our logos, our branding, made the same neon sign as us.
Yeah, you can't do that.
They created the same carousel. Like we have what is the coffee party pinned. They copy and pasted the verbiage and used their own photos. So it's literal ripoffs, which, you know, we've respectfully reached out to, like, hey, like, you know, if you could be, you know, unique on your own and create your own content, like the whole idea itself, like go nuts with it. Just don't use our brand, don't use our logo, don't use our content. People are literally leveraging our content and pictures to start theirs. So
that's rude.
Because they haven't had one yet, they would be posting our videos, reposting our videos, using our photos. Like there's one in Vancouver that used our photos, and like promoted a post.
To that point, like, listen, like,
to then throw their own event. Like
if you called yourself like Brew and something, and you wanted to use,
you're gonna get people ideas.
Like you wanted to use our videos to be like, oh, this is a crazy concept in Toronto. We love what this is doing.
Like a green screen or something.
We want to bring this to our city. By all means, do it. We don't own coffee parties, right? But when you're going and you're using the exact same name as us and your exact same branding, and then you're trying to sell tickets, people are messaging us, is this you guys? Are you guys coming to the city? That's not us, you know? That's the issue. We don't want to lie, because we don't want someone to experience something thinking it's us and it not be to the level of what we're creating. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, let's talk about the wellness space a little bit, because there is a gap there. People are interested in it. And speaking to your point earlier about the alcohol decrease in sales there, I was watching a video of Charles, the king of nightlife. I think he's the big guy downtown, right?
Caboose?
I think probably. I think he owns Cabana, because
Charles. Yeah.
So Charles was talking about the decline in alcohol sales, purchasing of bottles, tables, to the point where Cabana was renovated. I think they renovated it to make it more open concept, similar to your point, and less table focused. So what do you guys think that is driving people outside and not wanting, or driving people to not want to drink alcohol, to not want to purchase alcohol? Is it they're more health conscious, or is it they just can't afford it? What do you think it is?
Well, I mean, yeah, if you want to have a decent time, you have to drop, some quantity.
Because we know a table is expensive, right?
$300 a bottle.
Minimum.
Bottle
That's
now selling for $1,000 minimum,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
So wait, because I haven't been to the clubs in a while. How much is like a bottle of tequila?
Minimum $700 to $800.
Yeah, eh?
And if you want to go premium tequila, $2,000.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild, dude.
Like I stopped partying completely downtown, like at home, but I would go and enjoy my time elsewhere because the experience was different. It's culturally different. Like I enjoyed that. So for me, it was like part of, one of my values of like being adventurous and all that. But doing the same old thing, I think people who are just here, it's the same shit. Like there hasn't been any real change. It's the same crowds, it's the same everything. So I think a lot of people are just growing out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just growing out of it. And with the rise and explosion of wellness online, like all you're seeing more and more is just couples that are prioritizing health together. Now they're running together, doing this together. You have just general people online are just shifting and, now doing cold plunges, people who are losing extreme amounts of weight because they've, picked up modalities like fasting or, like cold plunging. Drug addicts who have replaced, their hit from that they would get from substances with cold plunges. Like you're seeing all these like success stories and people shifting their lives around completely. So I think that's also had a part to play where people are now being influenced by everything they're seeing online. It's always been like that. But, you're seeing more and more of that. Therefore, more and more people are just going to be inclined to want to pursue that now. So it's hit that trend where like you're seeing all the statistics where, nightclub closures are up there.
They are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alcohol sales are down. And you have the future. What does the future look like? You have, your millennials, Gen X's, boomers who are consuming 25 billion a year in alcohol globally. And then you have your Gen Zs who are only consuming 3 billion a year. Right? So
that's a big difference.
Right. So like who's your next in line consumer to Gen Z? Right? You want to look at that stat. That's a big tell right there. That's a clue. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like the timing was, we were all kind of hitting that shift in our life. We're all big party guys. We all love to have a good time. We still want to have a good time. 100%. So it's like, fuck, like how can we have a good time still?
And listen, it's no shit on people that drink or do whatever and go like do it, but it had become too extreme where every single event that you would go to was fueled by alcohol.
It's the premise.
It was the premise of it. And we were just like, why can't we just change what the premise is to coffee as being the substance of choice?
Because people want to catch a buzz, I think. Like,
how good does it feel?
Some people don't think they can have a good time without it.
How good does it feel when you wake up from you wake up on a Sunday morning and you're not hungover and you go for a run and you go work.
A nice sunny day like today.
Like my ideas of dates now with girls, like I remember like I was talking to like a party girl and I was like, oh, listen, like you know what, like, let's go Saturday morning. We'll go for a run and we'll go do this. She's like run Saturday morning. Like, oh, I'll be in bed by there's no chance I'm waking up that early. And I'm like, shit.
So your value structure
starts to change and you start to like find these people that are interested in what you like to do. Like I want to wake up in the morning at like 7 a.m., go for a run, enjoy a nice coffee, and then go on with my date. But you're starting to see that rise in it, right? And we were like, it was the right concept, the right people together. Like it would have not have been possible if Maddie, Jeff, like Maddie with his years of experience in the hospitality space understands what to do. He did Digital Dreams. He knows how to.
Oh, he did, eh?
Yeah. So he knows, like, like what to look for, what not to look for. A lot of our reach outs from venues and stuff were because of, the name that's associated, with Maddie and him and, he's built over the last 25 years. Yeah.
I don't think the streamline we've done wouldn't have been possible without those insights.
Assemble that team.
Classic, like we would probably have to go through the motions and make the mistake and then learn. We have a guy who's made all the mistakes already,
Because setting up an event, it's a big event, so you got to set up sound. You got to set up.
Well, there's certain things like even it's just like
he's like the dad.
Yeah,
There's
like certain things he'll say and we'll be like, really, but like that
we get it.
No, like really though, like is that how it's supposed to be? And then we go through an event and we see like, oh damn, he was right. Okay,
yeah.
All right, we get it now.
Because we and him are like fireworks.
Yeah, we're
like
we're super excited.
Like, if you told us right now, tomorrow, go travel the world and we have 7 cities lined up for you and do it, and you guys can do this. But
We're there.
We'll do it. We'll do it. Yeah, cool. Look, bang it out. Like, we're excited. But then you need that person, because that was my thing. A lot of mistakes I've made in my previous business and entrepreneurship was I would jump the gun way too quick. I would get excited about an idea and I would go all in, and I would like dump excess amount of money, and I would not look at budgeting, and I would not forecast, okay, what could happen? What's the worst case scenario? I would just do it. And then if it was a loss, oh, it's a loss, whatever, I'll deal with it after. But with Maddie comes like that, you know, that we make that joke, like that dad aspect of it, but it's so crucial because he puts us in check.
Yes.
He's like that, a guy that keeps us accountable. Like, no, why should you do it like this? No, you should do it like this. And then you're like, I get it, you know, and you need that. That's why the team is so
It's
crucial.
very important. That's what the sounds of it.
Oh, it's massive. Like, without all of us, this would have never have been possible.
And we treat it like a business too.
Of course.
Yeah, we're like, people when they meet us, they're like, okay, we get it now.
Yes. Yeah.
You're not just some guys trying to throw a party.
How would you compare it to, like, speaking of digital dreams, like, how do you compare the experience at a coffee party versus the experience at something like a festival or a day party? So how would you compare the two?
So what we are and what we're considering ourselves, or even like changing the verbiage of describing what the coffee party is, we're a food and beverage festival. That is how we want to define ourselves.
Just some beer fest,
Yeah.
like Taco Fest.
Yeah.
You have a good time there?
I totally understand. Totally.
What but it's a very chill event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just trying food, but there's no like hypeness to it.
But it's the best times.
And the age
It
group.
is.
The age groups.
But then a festival is like hype,
Yes.
and if you want to chill, you gotta like find like a side porta potty or something, or like maybe like go for a walk, right? And there's some food trucks and stuff, but no one's really hungry.
Yes, because everyone's up. Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone's zapped.
Yeah.
So we have ours is like a nice happy medium where we create the whole experience that you would get of like a food and beverage festival with that layer of a music festival. That's so built in.
Like, we understand the music scene. It's not just like us just putting random DJs in and be like, oh, spins a journey. You know, your top 40 house music. No, like, we have a specific sound.
Yeah.
We bring on
stages.
Yeah, we bring on artists from the city. And that's one thing we stayed true to from day one was we have such incredible DJs in the city that just don't have a platform or don't get the opportunity to spin in front of a big audience.
Yeah, we put on local.
We put on a lot of our friends, a lot of people that we are incredibly talented, curate an amazing music. Like, music is our focal points. Coffee, music, community. Those are our 3 pillars. Coffee, like, we stood by it, having an amazing coffee experience for people, like in terms of latte, matcha, whatever they want. The coffee experience has to be A1.
And it's gonna get better.
Yeah, it's gonna get insanely better.
Those eyebrows.
It's gonna get
It's gonna get better.
A little hint.
insanely better. Yeah, but the music aspect of it is crucial. Like, he curates the DJ set.
Are you selecting like, how are you doing that? Who's doing that?
Me and Matt.
Yeah.
I'm a big music guy. Like I'm the playlist guy. If you ever want like you're in a mood, hit up Matt. I got you.
I know this.
Always been that guy. I have the Copycat playlist is mine. Like,
He has a crying playlist.
I have a
sit
crying
there and you
playlist.
cry.
Crying in the Car playlist, 2019.
yeah.
And so on and so forth. Who were you with in 2019?
Who are you with? You make this with in 2019.
It's so good.
But yeah, so me obviously Maddie's got a lot of the plugs. I just find myself like now I'm in the DJ world. Like, I'm talking to managers. I've never done this. So I'm taking my real estate like negotiation like experience, and like now I'm negotiating DJ prices and things like that. But what we found, because again, we get excited like, oh, let's get the big name DJs and all these things, like all these big name DJs. But we're selling at events before even releasing DJ lineups.
That's the thing.
So, a lot of events are focused on like, we need the DJs to pull in
Yes.
ticket sales.
Yes.
We've sold out before announcing one DJ. So
That's the interesting conundrum that I've noticed.
yeah,
Because they say, oh, Matt, I don't know, who's a fucking DJ nowadays? Like a big DJ, and Testo's coming here.
Yeah.
It draws tickets.
Yeah.
This is actually the other way around.
It's the opposite.
tickets are already there. The
They're-
DJ is the add-on.
exactly. So
Interesting.
like when we did our Barcelona party, our partners in Barcelona, best people ever. We have Viviana Castanova and Dosem, both massive DJs in Spain and globally, but they're based in Spain. And they told us, they're like, our favorite part about what you guys are doing is that you're putting on locals. Like, you don't need the big name. Like, you're putting on the local. It's like, why did Boiler Room do so well? It's because they just went to every city and they would just pull all the local talent and put these guys on, but they had the platform. So like, now we created this platform, and what's super cool is that we're putting on, some of these guys are our friends, We're throwing them on this platform, and the YouTube views are hitting, the social views are hitting, and then these guys are getting crazy opportunities now.
That's
as a result of just being on the platform.
We're getting fully booked out, and like Circa and Sangara, incredible DJs. Like
he's like one of your main guys. I remember
on several
Joan,
times, yeah. But they just crush it every time. It's hard not to.
It's crazy. Like the first time I seen them spin at our Noto event, I think it was our second Noto.
You would
event.
appreciate the guitar solos.
Yeah.
It was just they took us on a musical journey.
Yeah.
And then like they're one of a kind of music. They played their song in a pacha in Ibiza, and we're like, wow.
They played Circus and Gars too.
Yeah,
crazy. But yeah, so we've everywhere, like when we go to Miami, like we pull local DJs. New York, all locals. Barcelona, we did a contest, got some more locals involved. So we enjoy that. Again, we're a community focused platform, right? So we're not trying to clout chase or do things like that. Like if we can organically get a big name, like our festival, we had big names, but they're local big names. So we had Zeko. I used to run with Zeko and Torres, so he came.
With Frank Walker spin for us in Miami.
Frank Walker came to support, so again, Canadians supporting us. So we do get the support back as well. Like there's DJs who just love what we're doing, and they just want to play, like, and do their thing, and like not even request money. You know what I'm saying? And but like we had Kenny Glasgow, who is a legend. So that there was some respect garnered from the last event. But again, just putting these just local legends, whether they're legendary already and known or up and coming and now known, like that's how we've been building it.
Do you think Toronto specifically needed this? Like the city?
Toronto for sure. This like
lacking it, right?
They blew up here. Their biggest one.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Because the city, like we did it in a time as well during winter, cold months. There's nothing to do, and especially like after COVID, you've sort of noticed the soul was gone, right? Like it was missing that energy, that high that we had where. I remember when like the Raptors era, when we won the championship, the city was alive that time, Like there was so much going on. You would go downtown on King Street and there's so much happening. Everyone would be out having fun. That energy was gone. And we just sort of brought it back and just, Toronto is the reason it has become what it has become is because of the city.
Yes, I love that.
And because of the people from the city. And dude, people drive from like Barrie, Hamilton, London, you name it, like different Buffalo to come down for the coffee party. And when we're like at the event and we're hearing this and like we're talking to people and they're like, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for creating a space like this. Dude, it goes beyond any dollar, anything that you can get is just like, wow. Like
that's the value
here to support us. And we've never met.
Yeah.
We've never interacted before. But you've somehow seen what we're doing and you like it and it resonates with you and you're experiencing it for yourself. Like that's the beauty of what we built. And it's like something like I remember at the festival, like seeing 4,000 people there jamming out. Like I took a moment, I'm just sitting at the back and I'm just like enjoying my like coffee and I'm looking at the crowd and I'm like, wow, like this is crazy to see. This was an idea when we started. People came up to us. People were like, even like in my house, like people in the business were like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like coffee parties. Like, are you good? Like people talking to my brothers and like my parents, like, is he okay? Like he's just putting his career aside to do like coffee parties. Like what's happening? Now they ask us, how did you do it? Right? Before it's why and now it's how.
Exactly.
Because it makes sense. Like when we explain it to people and we explain them the vision of the brand and what we're wanting to do and like what's about to come, they get it. And they're like, wow.
Let's talk a little bit about, before we wrap up, but I want to talk business because you guys are business guys. Let's talk a little bit about like, just what's the business approach to something like the coffee party? Where does, whatever you guys want to share, like, is it the vendors that bring in the cash? Is it like, because at the end of the day, you need to sustain it. You need to make it bigger. And are you guys just taking the money, reinvesting? What's the approach?
So the business model, like, of course, you have ticket sales, you have sponsorships, you have, like vendors that are getting involved. For us, for the coffee party to become what it has become, it has to be a business. It has to make money because if it doesn't, it would not be around and it wouldn't. Like we're business guys, we're not idiots. Like we understand like the space that we're getting into. If I'm putting my career aside, if he's putting his career aside, there has to be something behind it, right? Like that's why, like, I would try to explain to people, like, take a hint, you know, like we're not just we're not in here to just cash grab and be like, how much money can we make per event? No, for us, what we realize is like community is the future. And this is my psyche behind this. With the rise of AI and the rise of technology, what's happening? You're noticing the workforce is getting eliminated. People are losing their jobs. AI is coming into every single business and sort of taking away roles left, right, center. Right now, we are about to see the fastest growing, like fastest job loss that we've ever experienced in our history, and it's about to get worse, right? With that in mind, my thought process was, what's one thing you can't replace, which is human to human interaction. We tried it during, you know, the vid. People try to go remote working and thinking it would all be okay. No, because us as human beings, there's a reason we're here. I believe in God. God has put us in a way where there's humans and then there's technology. There's a big differentiating factor. So how we feel when we sit down, like I haven't seen you in a long time, but now talking to you, it's like that, yo, I miss this guy. It's been a while. Like it's that connection you don't get over time.
It's an innate human connection through community.
So communities are the next biggest thing. Third spaces are growing and people are opening up their own environments, run clubs, you know, puppy yoga, whatever it may be. Like people are creating spaces that can't be replicated in terms of online presence. And that's what we've done in our business model, is literally creating an environment for people that relate to the same ideas, the same attributes of what they want in life.
AI can't replace that.
No, it can't. And from there, you know, we ask for wellness brands. We ask for, you know, brands that are, you know, aligned with our mission statement to get involved, to be like, hey, we have the audience now. We've captured it in a physical format. There's a difference between a digital audience and a physical audience.
Yes.
When you have people there physically attending, it's way more impactful if you have a product there to showcase what the product is, or to make people taste the product, compared to the digital side where you just see it, but you don't understand it until if you go and buy that product, right? So that's where, you know, our business model has been very good in terms of like dealing with local vendors, dealing with brands that are like, listen, we want to showcase like what our drink tastes like to a larger audience, but we've created that ecosystem for them.
And Matt, would you agree, like from the business perspective, has the return on investment been what you anticipated, and are you reinvesting back into the brand consistently? Is that the mindset? Because I know you're big on that. Even with your real estate brand, it was like whatever you make, try to find a way to reinvest it, build.
Yeah.
Is that the same approach?
Yeah, and I've learned a lot. I've made a lot of mistakes in the real estate side too, but I can appreciate this because it's being done properly. Like it's a fully operating machine. We have our 2026 game plan. Like we're going to sit down again and you know, really structure that out. But we understand what's going to work and what's not, and we've been pretty, you know, adaptable as we've grown. But yeah, like it's to your question, it's exceeded my expectations for sure. I think all of us, on where it's at. It's only 6 months.
So young, so much ground to cover still.
Yeah,
it's amazing the ground that you covered, but
we're
the world
a baby right now.
Yeah,
we're
it's beautiful.
Baby, you know?
It's still, yeah, like we gotta, like, still gotta be smart.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
There's just the way human psychology works, and we understand that. Like we still have to be smart of how we operate. But I mean, now like the success metrics are really kicking in regards to brands wanting to work with us, and you know, more people wanting to attend. And we have great relationships with a ton of vendors now. So we're seeing what we like, what we don't, and we want to continue to make that perfect experience while also sustaining a.
There is an obvious, like with the brand in itself is sober focused, right? But there is an obvious, like financially, there is a big, with the people that you're bringing in, there is the market that you could just grab in 2 seconds, which would be selling alcohol or integrating that somehow.
100%.
Would that be something that you guys would consider, or how do you want to approach that?
We've been approached by, like, for example, we work with Heineken Zero, we work with White Claw Zero, right? Because even those brands are realizing the shift in the market and saying, hey, listen, like, you know, we're an alcohol, like Heineken. When you think Heineken, you think beer. But the Heineken Zero now is skyrocketing. Corona Sunbrew has become $1 billion brand.
Non-alcoholic
right?
beverages.
Because even the brands are realizing the shift. We've been approached and given 6-figure offers Like, any average person like would see a 6-figure check by a brand and be like, yo, we'll take it, whatever. But for us, like, our ethos is so true. Like, we are not pushing alcohol, right? It's there. We don't want to become an AA party by any means. We're inclusive of all. It's there, but that's not our focal point.
It's not. And we've had events where, like, especially out of Toronto, where, like, in order for the venue to want to work with us, like, they have to keep their, like, a small little bar section open. So, like, if you walk into that area, you can buy whatever.
Right.
And, like, we don't even like seeing that. We don't even like that. Because then it's just another event.
Yeah.
Then we're just another event.
It's okay. I understand.
You know,
it's what
so, like,
separates you guys, right?
Yeah. Although, like, yeah, sure, there's a lot of money on the table that can be made for sure. But, like, we're willing to risk that to keep disrupting
Very interesting.
and keep our ethos alive. And, in hopes that we'll be rewarded in other ways as a result down the road.
We got to stay true to
our
our identity, what made us. A lot of times businesses, they start building up, they blow up, and then they get an opportunity and then they sell out, and then they lose why they start, right? Our why hasn't changed. It's still there, and it's our driving factor to what's about to come, right?
It's amazing, boys.
Hint.
Yes.
What's about to
And I look forward to seeing that unfold, man. I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate you guys sharing the story. It's been amazing to see, working with you guys closely on the pod before, and then to see this unfold. It makes sense. It does make sense. And long may it continue. I look forward to seeing these fucking events keep growing, man.
You gotta come to
But
one.
before we, 100%.
August one.
Huh?
August.
Yo, August? Where?
July
Maybe you'll like
19th.
that
Are
one.
you here July 19th?
July 19th. That might be. Maybe I
I think
can.
a cool event.
Yeah.
Rendezvous.
I think
August 30th. Yeah, August 30th is going to be crazy.
I think you'd appreciate that one better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit off
Yeah,
cam
yeah,
here. But before we wrap up, I got the final segment I call Salute. I want to give you guys an opportunity to end this off with a big salute. A big
Salute.
coffee spro salute
Okay.
today. Couple coffees today we're called, not couple casuals.
Couple coffees.
Big salute? Just in general?
Yeah, whatever. Just a little end off. Cheers. Whatever. Words of encouragement.
So I'm trying to
whatever.
thank everyone who's been in my life to this point, supported me.
Yeah.
Thanks Zola, thanks to the team. Thanks Steph. We've done a lot together too. Just gratitude. I'm just grateful.
Salute.
That's my salute.
I think my salute is just to the Coffee Party community, man. You guys gave me a new purpose in life, and salute to you.
Amazing, boys. Amazing. And salute to you, Dean. We love you, buddy.
We love you, dude.
Hey, Dean, you're okay sometimes.
Hey, cool guy.
Appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all you guys. Until next time, I love everybody else. Ciao.